Hello and welcome back to another exciting session. I'm your host Maheshkariya. You're watching me on YouTube now, and today I'm gonna create a RESTful API using GORM framework, and we're going to use a GORM as well in order to connect with the PostgreSQL. So I'm gonna create a microservice as well in a Golang using Gin framework. You can pronounce it as a Gin as well. So yeah, without wasting any time, let's deep dive into it. So I'm gonna simply create a new folder on my desktop, and I'm gonna name it. Let me name it Gin GORM REST, I guess, which will be better, I guess. And simply drag your folder on the top of your VS Code, and let me resize this thing, and let me open my terminal from here. Or you can use Control plus backtick or Command plus J as well in order to open the terminal. And let me search for yeah, it's already open. So I'm assuming you already have a Go installed in your system. If you don't have it, simply search for go.dev, and I'm assuming that you have Docker already inside your system. In order to use a PostgreSQL, I'm gonna use a Docker. So if you don't have it, you can grab this from here. Simply click here on get started and simply install this thing. Okay, apart from that, we need to search for GoGin. Okay, so Gin is really very popular framework for the Golang, and which already got, I guess, 60k stars already. Yeah, 60k stars already, and the nice beautiful documentation is given already over here, so you can go with that. And in order to initialize new project, you simply need to hit go mod init. Okay, and you can provide the GitHub repo name as well, like github.com/itsmaheshkariya. This is my username, and Gin GORM REST, which is my repo name. You can create this repo later as well. For now, you can write this like this. Okay, and yeah, we got go.mod already inside my directory. After that, I'm gonna create a main.go here in order to write the program, and I'm gonna install this package, which is gin. Okay, so simply paste this line over here, and it will take a while to install the thing based on your net connection. And till then, I can start with my package main, and here I'm going to use funky word in order to create a main function. And here I just need to create you can write import gingonic as well, or directly you can start writing it. So I'm gonna create a new router which is gin dot new. You can use in order to create a new object, and let me use this thing. And you can see the red line over here. Simply click here on this yellow bulb and import the package which is required in. And after that, once you do that, after that you can start with writing the APIs. Okay, so this is the callback, and this is what we are going to return. And now I just need to close this thing, and I can run this thing in port 8080. You can define the port here as well. The default port is 80 already. So yeah, this is the simplest possible way in order to start with your Gin framework. And let me simply run this thing. So go run, and simply main.go. You can hit enter. Okay, so the package, let me see what is my package. Package is main, and expected package. Oh my god, what the mistake I have made. Let me see the boilerplate. So this is my boilerplate, and yes, it's almost identical, where I just need to use, I'm using package main already over here. What the mistake I'm I need to save this file. Okay, Control S. So yeah, now I can run this thing. Sorry, I used to work on autosave mode, so that's why I missed that. And once we are done with this, you can search for localhost colon 8080, and let me see my route. What was it? Slash. So let me hit enter. So I got my very first message, hello world message over here. And after that I can start with the further things like creating a directory structure, which is routes. Okay, so routes, inside that I'm gonna create a user.go, and here I can define my package as well, which is routes, and I can proceed with that particular package. Till then I'm gonna remove this router from here. Okay, and let me remove this code, and now we are gonna we're gonna create package routes. Inside that I'm gonna create a new function, which is let's say user route. Okay, and here you can pass our router. Yeah, this is what I want, so I just need to import this thing. Okay, again, so I just need to use this route over here in my main.go. So instead of that I'm gonna import this route. Okay, UTES routes and dot user route, and I'm gonna pass router over here. So yeah, like the way you can proceed with this thing. And once I also need to restart every time whenever I make the changes. Okay, and once you do that, let me wait for that to start. It's taking time, but no worries, the output will remain the same, I guess. Yeah, it's already same. So after that I'll need a controller. So here in user.go you can proceed with let me start with controller actually. So controller, here as well I'm gonna use user.go. Okay, and here also I need to define a package controller. Inside that I'm gonna use a func keyword in order to create a user controller. Okay, and for user controller I can provide that as well, but I don't want to provide that. I just want to use C, which is context, and like the way. So this is what I want, because route I was using there already. So yeah, this is fine, I guess. So let me, yeah, this is fine. Yes. So instead of this callback, I'm gonna directly call my controller, which is inside user controller. So how I'll call that? So let me use controller. Let me see, I'm using package controller. Okay, and let me go here once in main.go. So like the way I'm using routes, so like here as well I'm gonna use controller, and where I'm gonna use user controller. So like the way you can pass the name. So yeah, I have created controller as well. Now I need a model. So in order to use the model I need to install a GORM. Okay, so for that simply search for GORM. Okay, I was about to show you my AdSense account. So once you go here in gorm.io, you will get this very first link over here. Simply grab this thing, and it's also got 28k subscribers, or the stars already. And here I just need to stop the server. Once again I just need to paste this go-get-new gorm.io/gorm. okay, so it will install the dependency, and yeah, this is done, I guess. Now I can proceed with the models folder as well. So let me search, let me install model, create model, and let me create config, where I'll use my DB connection. Okay, so db.go. So here I'll provide the package name config. I'll proceed with it. And let me see now here. So I can click here on docs. Okay, and here you can see this is the way to install. I also need to install driver. So for Postgres I'm gonna search Postgres here. Let me see where I can see driver. Let me search for driver. Write a driver. I don't want driver. Where is connecting to database? This one. For MySQL, for other SQL databases you can use accordingly. For me I need this thing. Okay, So in order to use GORM, I guess I need to use this thing, but for now I'm gonna grab this thing. Okay, and let me see what we have apart from that. Existing connection. Okay. So yeah, we can refer this thing. There are many things. I'm looking for the simplest way. I don't want this DNS thing. So let me try this func connect. Okay, in connect I might need what I need. For now, nothing. Here inside here I'll need a DB connection. Okay, and inside that DB connection I'm gonna pass Postgres. So because I'm gonna use Postgres, so I need to install go get -u driver. So this Postgres driver I want. So gorm.io/driver/postgres, and here instead of that I'm gonna use Postgres here. So postgres.open this thing, and Postgres is my username, password, and database name as well. And I don't want this SSL mode for now. Oh, sorry, not this one, this one. Yeah, this is also correct. And here we go. So this func keyword. Okay, and I need to grab this thing as well, import, and I need to grab this thing as well, which is my driver. So let me see. Yeah, here we go. And after that I'll just check if I got error, then I'll proceed with panic error. Otherwise I'll get started with a DB connection. So for that I just need to define var DB, which is a type of GORM DB. In order to make it global, I need to define DB over here, DB equal to DB. And I can do one more thing over here as well. I can do DB dot migrate. Okay, so auto migrate actually. So where I can pass the model user. So I don't have a, I'm gonna create a model. So for that I'm assuming I'll be creating model, and once I go here in model I need to create a user.go. Okay, where I'll define the schema. So this is my package models, and inside that I'm gonna create user type struct, where I'm gonna define the GORM model, and which is I'll start with the ID first. Okay, so let me start with ID, and which is int JSON type, and I'll say GORM is a primary key, and after that I'll use name, I'll use email, I'll use password. Okay, and yeah, this is it I guess. And then I can let me add this thing. Okay, and here we go. Let me know if I'm missing something over here, and looks good to me I guess. And here also I can now grab this model. Okay, so one thing I have missed I guess. Let me, this is models, yes, correct. So if I do models once again, yeah, I got it already. Now this is correct. Now I need to create a Docker Compose file in order to start with Postgres. So I'm gonna create a Docker Compose. Okay, .yaml file. So what I'll do here, I'll simply write a version. Okay, so a version where you can define 3.8 is the current version that I'm using. So version is 3.8 I'll be using. Okay, and services, in services I'm gonna use DB because I need to create a DB for now. And inside that DB I'm gonna provide the image name is a PostgreSQL, and to process the data I'm gonna provide a volume, and default port is 5432. Okay, so you can change this internal and external port. So this should be 5432, but you can modify this one. Okay, this is available for your system. Environment variable are username, password, and the database name, which is Postgres, of course. And this is it, I guess. Then I'll simply search. I'll simply hit docker compose. Okay, up docker compose of hyphen build. Okay, so here make sure to use sudo if you are using Mac or Linux, and simply hit enter. And you need to pass the password as well. Okay, my password is XYZ. So it will grab this image from internet. Okay, and after that it's going to run this thing. Okay, it's gonna create a container. It will pull the image automatically. If you are using this for the very first time, it will take a while and to pull the image, and after that it will create a container. So you don't need to worry about the Postgres thing then. Okay, so there is another option. You can install the Postgres manually as well in your system, but it's all your choice. It's based on your choice as well. But I really wanted to cover the microservice part over here, where you can use a docker compose file in order to create a simple microservice. So I haven't created microservice yet. It was simply a DB configuration we have done here. But in industrial, when we work in the industry, there are lots of things that we need to take care of. Okay, that's why for the testing purpose, for the automation, for the lots of other things, we use Docker to build the things automatically and rest of the things. So yeah, now what I can show you guys, this is started already. So if I close this thing, now I don't need this thing. Okay, so I'm gonna close this thing, and I'm gonna connect this in my main.go. Okay, if I go here and if I go here, so now I can define config here, and I can define connect here. So like the way you can connect with your database. Okay, and if I create a new terminal from here, and where I'm using ZSH terminal. Okay, so no matter, but it's taking time because I have wrote the script in order to connect with bash first, and after that it will grab few things from there, and it will get connected with it in a while. So yeah, let me clear the screen, and let me run the file once again. Go run main.go. Okay, so as I showed you guys, like inside my DB, okay, I'm already using auto migrate. Okay, so auto migrate is going to perform automatically. So let me see, create table is something happened over here. So let me see if everything is working fine or not. So for that I'm gonna use DB client. Okay, which is database. You can grab this thing from like see users got created automatically, so you can connect with any client. It's all your choice. I have grabbed this thing from you can install this extension as well from VS Code. Okay, so it's got created. See, ID created at, updated at, deleted at, name, email, password. Okay, and one more thing, the data folder is got created here to process the data. So like the way you can proceed with the Postgres. Now the next step, I was inside a controller. Okay, now if I'm passing something over here, or if I need to get all the users, I need to write the queries. Okay, and let me add. So this DB, this is coming from config. Okay, so config.db. So I need to grab this config, or let me import this config. Okay, and models.user I'm using over here. Okay, so I also need to grab the models, and Here I'll simply return all the users that I have. Okay, so let me try this. I'm not that sure about that. Okay, so I need to restart, keep restarting all the time. So let me run this thing once again. So after that, I'm going to use this Thunder client in order to hit the APIs. You can use a Postman as well. Like, it's all your choice, but I'm gonna use this thing, Thunder client. And if I already, let me try this one, this request, and let me close this thing. And instead of that, I'm gonna use this. Okay, hit enter. And what I got this empty array. So this is my very first, because we don't have a data in the database, that's why I'm keep getting this empty array. But yeah, we just wrote our first gate API completely, okay, from scratch, and we wrote our repository structure, and we can proceed with the further things, routes quickly. So like the way I can define router, okay, router dot post, router dot let me use post method this time. Okay, and here I'm gonna use user controller, but for what? Let me click here. Okay, so this is my user controller to get the data. Okay, user, instead of user controller, I'll say get users. User controller, user, what I'll say here, get users will be better for me, I guess. Get users, this is better. Okay, here as well I'm gonna use get users. Okay, looks good to me. And here I'm gonna use create user. So I'm gonna create this one. Then I'll be having router dot delete. So for delete, I'll be having, I need to pass the ID, so where I'll say delete user. Then I need to use put method, where I'll say to update user. So these three methods that I need to create in here as well. So I just need to grab this thing for the 2 times again, 1, 2 and 3, and I just need to name it create user. Here I just need to name it delete user. Okay, and here I need to name it update user. So let me name it update user, and here we go. So in controller I have defined this thing. Okay, looks good to me. And let me remove this thing. Instead of that, okay, so in delete, what do we need to do? We need to define a new user with models.user, and I'm gonna use config.db dot delete, where id is equal to param. Yeah, from param I'm getting the id. So like the way I'm gonna delete this thing, and I'm gonna return 200 with the user. So like the way I'm gonna delete this thing over here. Here as well in create, I just need to create new user. I just need to bind JSON user, and I need to create user onwards. Okay, so yeah, this is it. In update also, I just need to define where condition is id is equal to this and user is equal to this, that and I also need to bind and save this new user. Okay, so first what I'm doing here, I'm just getting user. Okay, so that user that I just got, and now I can modify the user as well. So whatever if you are getting from the body, that you can modify here as well. So for create as well I did the same. Now let me save the things. Okay, this is my main.go. I just don't need this thing. And let me see the database once again, what we have. So name, email and password that I'm going to pass. The rest of the things we'll see later. So here I have post request, this one. Okay, so let me remove this thing and let me run this thing. So I have 404 not found because in my main.go what I'm doing, nothing inside my routes. Let me go to the routes. I'm using this post method, but I need to restart the server. Sorry. I used to work on Node.js, so I'm assuming that there is node 1 is there, but no. If is there any way to run this thing or hot reload kind of thing, you can ping me in the comment box. Okay. Okay, now let me run this thing. So you can see here it's got created automatically. So if you are not aware about this id, why we are getting this id for the 2 time, what you can do, you can simply go to the model and you can simply do this thing here. You can name it id, so you won't get trouble. Okay, let me again restart this thing once again, and here we go. It's taking time, and oh, what is happening? Okay, no worries. So this time it's taking time, I guess. Go run main.go, but no worries. So I started to create a the post API is working fine, and if I hit get API, then this time let me run this thing once again. So yeah, I am keep getting this id 2 times, but no worries, it's fine. Okay, now you can see there are 2 records, okay, for this id. Okay, and now if I go here inside, let me pass id over here. Okay, and let me try this out. So yeah, /id get method is not working. Let me close main.go. Let me go to the routes and let me see. I don't have this get method for single user, but it's fine. Instead of that, I'll be trying delete. Okay, so delete. So yeah, it's deleted already. If I go here, if I run this thing, okay, sorry, to get things again, so I'll get a single user over here, and after that I just need to update something. So for that I'll be using put method, and instead of Mahesh I'll add it. Okay, so let's see if it's getting updated or not. So yeah, it's got updated. If I go back to normal, okay, so we got updated results. So yeah, this is it, guys. So thank you so much all of you guys for being with me, supporting me all the time. It's been pleasure to be here. Please let me know inside comment box what you want from my side. Definitely I'll make videos like this, and don't forget to subscribe my channel if you haven't already, and please hit